Well, wasn't expecting to do a vid like this again. I'm getting to the point. It's like with what I've been dealing with and that what I've been trying to break away from, in essence of the bullshit and everything that's been happening. I'm willing to work on things with anybody so long as they're willing to do so as well. I just don't want to be strung along only to have them just keep repeating the process, that whole cycle. I wasn't even gonna bother I wasn't even gonna bother doing this at all. Had no intention. It's just in the middle of the conversation on the phone and all that, and it's a little heated, but I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna record at this point because maybe they need to fucking see how they fucking treat every time I've tried to deal with any of this, whether what's going on right now and what they've done to create this situation, or over the years beforehand, before knowing about this and the other problems that were created because they kept prioritizing other people. And it's not until they admitted to me what they were doing that I understand to a degree of why it was so important to prioritize everybody else but their own relationship that they keep talking about two-way streets with when they're not doing shit. I went through a lot of abuse, and if it wasn't for the last fucking few months and having to roll through the emotions, having to fucking face this shit, allow myself to feel these things that I've been dealing with and all that, and to constantly be open to allow them to correct the damages. They can't undo what was done, but they could at least, like they talk about two-way streets, could be equally responsible in correcting the damages that they created by doing the things that they did. They can't sit there and keep telling me it's my fault. I wasn't the one who fucking went around pulling all this shit. I've just grown tired, and it's getting to the point, it's getting harder and harder to get emotional about it. I'm kind of getting to a point of becoming slightly numb to it, even though it's just creates more anxiety, more stress, more depression. And at moments, yeah, I have my panic attacks because I just can't, there's just so much shit. I was updating them about the house and all that, and I'm sitting there, just letting her know, this is what's going on, this is what's happening with the realtor. It's just, I'm not being too positive about it. I don't have high hopes. I'm just trying to be humble about it and all that, because no matter what, no matter how much I keep trying to hope for the best, it's always the worst shit that happens. And so instead of just, I used to be a really optimistic person. And then I've become fairly pessimistic, when it comes to this crap here with this house, where my relationships are concerned, my friendships, all kinds of stuff. I've had to reevaluate a lot of things. And she wants to get upset that, she don't like hearing the negativity. I should be positive. I should be, oh, this is going to happen. It's like, I'm not going to say it's going to happen now or not. All I know is I'm prepared. I'm going to have to be prepared to be stuck here through winter till this house sells, because I don't see many people buying a house that's under 3 feet of fucking snow. Well, we can't even get to the house to look at it. So, I'm not going to buy a house I can't even, get to, and knowing how the neighbors are, they'll most likely end up piling this shit right in front of the driveway. And so it's like, no, she, wants to start getting angry that I'm not, that it, in her mind, it's all negative shit. It's like, no, I'm being realistic. With the way things have gone, yeah, there's a brighter side to this. We have a better chance. The realtor's excited. Okay, I should be excited too. But I've been humbled in some of the worst way possible right now. And so, in my mind, if something grandeur happens to that extent, that great, I don't see it. I just don't have my hopes up of it happening that quickly. Yes, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I see that. I'm also looking at all the bullshit that I'm dealing with between here and getting there. And when they're sitting there getting upset and angry with me about not having this positive outlook, it's like, look what put us here. Look what put myself in this position. Did I go out and lie to a bunch of fucking people to destroy my significant other's life, basically, to destroy almost every relationship around them, including with their kids? Did I go out behind their back to go pursue other men or women behind their back online, and to the point of going and cheating and getting caught? And then getting mad at her for doing all that, because that's what's been going on. And it's like, anytime I've ever tried to communicate, and I've even asked her at different times, when would be a good time to talk? Never. So what you're telling me is it's okay for you to tell me how bad you hurt me. It's not okay for you to face those actions, take accountability, and work through it with me. It's like you want me to not have a negative outlook on things when all that has ever happened to me, especially the last half decade nearly, is bad shit. I would not be sitting here waiting for my house to sell if it wasn't for the shit she pulled. But she's making it out my fault. And every time I tried to ever talk to her about any of this, from prioritizing the relationship, over the years, to after all this crap, and trying, sure, she can tell me how bad the shit she did, which hurt a lot, but she doesn't want to go beyond communicating about how we go about correcting that pain caused, those damages caused. Like, there's got to be communication there. There's got to be understanding. There's got to be teamwork. That's what relationships are. It's teamwork. It's like, you want me to just turn a cheek to what you did to me and our kids? It's like, you already fucking flat out admitted in text that, and she's not sorry because she kept doing it. Trying to tell me, she once gets upset about me about these vids, but it's like I told her, it's like, when you lie to people like you did, then I'm just going to show them the truth, and I'm just going to show them what I've been having to deal with. Like, I'm not going around doing this shit. And the only people I've ever confronted, actually, on online or anything like that, are the people that she was either directly involved with, or the little list of men that I ended up getting from her that she screenshotted and sent to me, that she was pursuing online, and they all got a message from me. Showing her primarily those three vids, down to her admitting to lying to everyone. She did some really fucked up things, and all I've asked her to do is to communicate with me and help me work through this as a team. Instead, what you're going to hear is what I've dealt with every single fucking time I've ever tried to communicate, whether it's being, stonewalled, dismissed, disregarded, devalued, anything like that, told to go fuck myself, I wish I left you in that fucking hospital, amongst many other things. I've grown tired, and it's like, I wouldn't even be posting this basically for everybody to see and to learn from, because people are seeing live, like in real life, at the given moment, the process of someone who's not only gone through some seriously fucked up narcissistic abuse by someone, but the roller coaster ride that they're going through mentally and emotionally in the process of trying to heal from it. Whether they're trying to work things right with the person that did the shit, or they're trying to at least make amends or something. Some people, it's like, if you don't have any ties to them, if you don't have children with them or anything like that, it's hard, but it's easier to sever all ties with them. This is my son's mother, and I have loved that woman since I was 14 years old, and now I have to question how much of it was real on her part. Anytime, and it's not just this given subject, any time I've tried to address anything with her, what you're going to hear or see is what I've dealt with every single fucking time. Otherwise, it's her walking out of a room, shutting a door. Like I said, telling me to go fuck myself. I wish I left you in that hospital. Some really fucked up things when she doesn't want to address the things that the damages that she's created. She'd rather stand aside and watch the people she hurt fucking deal with it and watch them suffer like they have. And pull themselves together so that way in hopes that she can come back around and do it again, because that's what it feels like. I've never been able to address any issue that we've had in the relationship without being met with this type of behavior and treatment to the situation. The only reason why she got back on the phone is because I did tell her if I have to, I can go over to her place and we can talk about it face to face, because I'm getting tired of this being the constant stonewalling and all this shit when trying to address anything like this. She's the one who can complain about self-sabotage and never facing any of the bullshit she's created. She just keeps sweeping it under the rug and it follows her through life. She keeps expecting the next man to fix her shit, basically, or people to just forget. It's like, here's the problem. Whether they know about these problems or not, you're going to start creating more problems for them. And they're going to end up finding out that you're comparing them to a previous person you're with. And they're going to end up realizing that you're going to get stuck cleaning up all the mess and baggage that they brought along with them from every relationship that they sabotaged because they wanted to go and get self-gratification from other people. Because they have a fucked up addiction going on and it's beyond certain things. And they don't, and whether they're still doing so or not, which at this point, I mean, I don't know, but I am giving them the benefit of the doubt that they've stopped because they're realizing where they're at. It's not helping. I mean, they wanted to tell me about, because I lost everyone around me. I didn't cut anyone off. The only people I cut off that were the ones who were doing the between my kids and myself, or those who were going between her and myself. I even had people creating fake fucking accounts, and I can show videos of that on this channel and on. They're still on here. I think some of them might be, well, if they're not unlisted, then they're private. But yeah, like one faking a Katie Nicole account. Right after they watched a vid of mine where I was talking about how I actually appreciate her music and all that. And that's been kind of helping me get through some of this. That's how I know I've got some of them flying monkeys on here too, considering half of the people who are subscribed are from one of those three people. To some degree. But no, I'm just tired of this shit. I'm tired of watching somebody that I do give a shit about and I love very much at the ages we are to be acting the way they're doing. The fact they want to compare them willingly cutting off friends and family themselves to be alone in their apartment after they cost me every relationship around me, and the only friends that I've really been keeping around online mainly, other than my buddy Nate, are people that I was friends with long before this bullshit was going on. Before people that she never knew. People who knew me before high school. People who knew me in middle school. Some of these people are people I was friends with in high school that they got some of the similar treatment by other people in school back then, and that's why they just don't have anything to do with a lot of them. And some of them also see through the bullshit. They know me. And they have at least enough of an individual thinking mind to ask questions and see for themselves instead of just taking the word of a very hate-filled person who I don't know why she does what she does. Yes, I do firmly believe she's a narcissist, whether she knows it or not. I just know I'm getting tired of caring about, of seeing someone I care about continue to not just hurt themselves, but also you know, at this point, I'm allowing her to hurt me at this point, and I know it, and I'm aware of it. Excuse me, and I think she knows it too. Because I've come to the point I'm prepared to say goodbye. I've been giving every opportunity and nothing but time for her to try and at least deal with this shit to move forward. Because, you know, she wants to keep doing this back and forth of I love you, I miss you, to I fucking hate you. And I'm getting tired of this shit. And it's like, all I've asked you to do is just face this shit. Let's get this dealt with so we don't have to deal with it anymore. Sweeping it under the rug doesn't work. You can't hurt people like you do and just walk away and expect to get away with it like that. Especially when you have done it repeatedly. You can't be doing that shit. And, you know, I gave her multiple examples there in that phone call, some of which you won't hear because like I said, it was about halfway through that. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to record this so that if she happens to watch this, then she can see herself how she's treated every single fucking time I've tried to talk to her about anything that has to do with any issues that we're having in our relationship, let alone these things that have this fucking bullshit that I've been left to deal with that she left me with. It's like, yeah, I've got to deal with this, and yeah, I'm allowing her to continue to hurt me more. I need to just deal with this and say fuck off. That's basically what I need to do, because it's what she's always told me to do. Go fuck myself. Or walks down the hallway, shuts the door, finds something else to do, watches TV, gets on her phone. The list goes on, the stonewalling, the gaslighting, all that shit. That's why we ended up with a lot of heated arguments. And that's why I'm simply just showing people how I've been treated every time I've tried to address anything. She's allowed to tell me how bad she hurts me. She's not allowed to deal with the damages that she creates from hurting me. And I'm not out beating on her. I'm not out beating on people. I'm not out doing all this fucked up shit. I know where half of these people that I got those, that when I saw those lists of people, including Matt, I know where they all live. If I was the crazy fucker that she's made me out to be, I would have already showed up to a couple of them. And she knows I know it now. Because she didn't like that I know the exact road that 2 houses are on for a particular person that she was very active with. They don't like that. I'll say, I'm sorry. If you're going to continue to do this shit and you want to continue a relationship, that's what you keep pushing. We're either together, then we're not. We're together, we're not. That's what she's doing. That's what she's been doing. I love you and I miss you. Will you please come over and then cook me dinner? All, like before, while I lay in bed in my PJs throughout the day. I'll get dressed and if I'm planning on going out and doing something. That's how I know she's getting ready to go out and do something that night. If it's not to come visit me and then go and meet up with someone on the way back or have them meet up at her place, I don't know. I could very well be wrong, but this is the kind of paranoia that was kind of created of trying to be in a relationship with somebody that will not communicate through this stuff. If you want to see how a narcissist gets triggered, I'll leave a link below in the description from Lee Hamm, who's a self-aware narcissist that will explain to you how a narcissist reacts. Anybody who's followed my channel for a while notices I ramble. When I ramble, I do the same thing, whether it's on making a post on Facebook, a response on Facebook, you know, a comment type thing, or even a text message. I ramble. But the common signals of certain things, yeah, it's the same, and you'll get to see it. And you'll get to listen to it. I just grew to the point, I've grown tired of dealing with a woman that I am in love with, that is older than me, acting like a fucking immature little girl when it comes to the things that she's done and the damages she's created. She doesn't want to take any part in correcting those, including dealing with this fucking place. I wouldn't have gotten this fucking place if I hadn't been sitting there listening to what kind of piece of shit I was and how lazy I was and all this other stuff and how we didn't have enough money to do things that we were because I'm disabled now. I got to listen to it 5 feet behind me at the apartment in Gladstone while she talked to her mom, tell her mom what kind of lazy piece of shit I was. Because I was disabled. So we got this place, which costs half of what it costed us to live in a 1-bedroom fucking apartment in Gladstone. And I still got fucking treated like shit. In fact, I got treated worse the last 5 years. And it's not gotten better. The only reason why I feel like she's being nice is because she's in between flings. Or she's trying to not necessarily prove to me, but try to prove to other people, make them think that she's something that she's not. I don't know what to say on that. Other than my whole reality of where she's concerned has been flipped upside down. By her own words, by her own actions, by the way I've been treated. By the outcome and effects of that treatment and that abuse that I went through, not only by her, but by my 2 kids, whom she directly was involved with helping create this shit. She herself has admitted to it, which, as I said, exists in previous videos. She doesn't like that I post this stuff, but it's like, if you can't be honest to other fucking people and you're going to keep lying and destroying somebody the way you are, I'm going to make it so that they can see the truth. I shouldn't have to be doing this shit. They should be old enough to know that what they've been doing is really fucked up and that they're responsible with cleaning up their fucking mess. Not anybody else. Anyways, enjoy the last half of the phone call because I didn't know what else to do. And it's just more proof of interaction, of showing you, just like other times. This is how I get treated. Remember, just like when she called me to admit to me that she cheated on me with Matt, she was going to be pissy with me and mad at me because she cheated on me. This is how I've been getting treated. I have continuously brought this stuff up over time, and time periods. I will space it out to bring it up because I'm still dealing with the damages. You know, let's put it in this sense. Maybe you'll finally understand instead of being a 14-year-old girl being angry. If your car engine broke down and you didn't have the money to fix it and you're still dealing with the damages 6 months later, do you have right to bitch about it?
I'm not that stupid.
Then why are you treating me like I'm that stupid? Because I'm still dealing with the damages you and Kenneth and Christian created. If you're not that stupid, why is it impossible for you to understand that with my situation? I'm still dealing with the damages you guys did.
I understand you're dealing with it, but we don't need to keep revisiting this.
I'm not the one who keeps hanging up and keeps deflecting and saying I don't want to talk about it.
Because I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing to resolve.
There's nothing to resolve, yet you can still see that the damages are happening? You're not that stupid? Are you not listening to yourself? Because you tell me there's no problems to solve, even though you recognize that the damages are still happening. This is what I get met with. So how do you resolve problems that you help create and run away from then?
Hey, I don't want to talk about this anymore right now.
No, you need to talk about it at some point because I've waited 5 months for you to fucking talk. Not tell me how badly you fucking hurt me and then run away when I'm trying to address the pain you created. The only time you want to talk is when you know you're going to cut me more.
Tired of being blamed for everything that's ever gone.
I'm not the one who cheated on you. I didn't lie to you. Wasn't the one who fucking abandoned you fucking half a dozen times in 5 years. I'm not the one who went around telling people what kind of piece of shit you are behind your back. I'm not the one who went and lied to other men or women to get attention from them, to feel sorry for me, knowing that I'm manipulating them too. You did that. I was here for 5 years, minus what times I can go visit mom and them for 2-3 days, or I could go to town. I was here 24/7 waiting for you while you were out having fun with your friends and telling me that you're going to go see certain people when most likely you were seeing other people. You're okay with telling me what you did to me. You're not okay with working with me at some point to fucking get through this shit because you left me with a lot of fucking damages. You tell me you're tired of hearing the negative shit. What are you doing to change it? Besides doing the same exact thing you've always done. This is why they say it's impossible to deal with the narcissist, because they're incapable of facing their own actions. They don't want to. There's no absolute way of getting them to fucking do it until they're ready and willing to become not only self-aware, but to start actually taking like accountability. Because in their mind, accountability is avoid it until somebody confronts them. They know they can't do it, so they turn around and turn it into an argument. By deflecting, dismissing, trying to hang up, running away, and all this shit. What you're telling me is you have right to hurt people and tell them that you hurt them behind their back. You just don't have to face the consequences of what happens from that. Instead, you're going to sit there and try and gaslight and dismiss by getting busy and distracting yourself on other things, like you've done every time I've tried to converse with you about any other issue that we've had.
Because you give me extreme anxiety and I can't handle it.
So is that an excuse to avoid it? You think I don't have anxiety? You watch me have show up at your house with a panic attack. And then you're going to call me the next day about you having a panic attack about me not being around. Was that genuine or was that fake?
It wasn't fake, but I asked you multiple times to just stop. If you just keep running your mouth.
Why do I not stop? What are you doing right now that's not actually being constructive besides deflecting and dismissing and trying to avoid? I've tried talking to you about every issue that we've had over the years in our relationship, and what have you done every time? What are you doing right now? And you wonder why the problems keep following, why the problems won't go away, and why your relationships keep fucking failing. Because you keep not only bringing the baggage from your previous relationships in to make the next person fix it, you're also creating more baggage by creating more problems that you're not willing to face by simply not facing them so that those problems can be corrected and not drug out for a decade. To the point that it breaks the relationship apart, makes it nearly impossible to even try to return it to any type of normality. And what you're telling me is what you want me to do is accept the fact that you're never, ever going to be accountable for your shit. And I have to tell you goodbye. Because I'm not going to stay with somebody who's going to treat me this way and not take accountability for their shit when they want to just hang up, run away, ignore, avoid, or tell me that they don't want to deal with it, but you're forcing me to deal with it. Remember, two-way streets, right? When you're in a relationship, both people are supposed to take responsibility for the relationship, not one. What are you doing? What have you done?